Yeah, all right. I'm not waiting 7 minutes. I don't know why I put it for 10:10. Hello, Shabbat Shalom. So this is how it's gonna go. Uh gonna kind of do, or the ideal approach is like a round robin. I want to get I suppose as many people that want to get up on panel. The topics are endless in terms of possibility. This is going to be as open ended and free format as possible. It could go towards any cases that have any relevance still, or a curiosity. It could go towards recovery. It could go towards mental health. But until that happens, hello, Bob. I remember you. It's good to see you again. Hi, Rachel. Always a pleasure and an honor. I remembered finally to pin the damn StreamYards link right up at the top. So I hope this worked out. Haunting Haley, I'm proud of this one right here. So if you have not, I don't know, she's kind of a big deal. I don't know. Hey, Heather B. Shamrock. Oh, good. I'm glad you're here, Shamrock. There's something I've been waiting to do. Okay. Here we go. All right. Shamrock is somebody that has been with me before this was even a thing. Okay. So yeah, I'm glad you're here. That's all I'm gonna say. Hello, Angie, Dolly Bear, Badass Bandit, PVG. There's all the shout outs. YOLO S from North Cal. Hey, what's up? California. I wonder how it is over there, truly. Rachel, I hope I didn't miss anybody. Angie, 1005. Okay, there. Things look normal on my phone. So I'm gonna just start BSing about something. The reminder is as follows. The link is up at the top, okay? Let's see. All right, there's something that it just always hits me in the gut or in the soul. One of the two. Sometimes I can't distinguish which one is larger, my gut or my soul. My soul or my gut. I'm going to go with my gut. Until anybody decides they want to jump on panel, I'm going to read something that I found here. You know what I haven't done is mess with some of the settings here. I'm getting a message. Oh, fantastic. I want to give a private, like a discreet. How do you do a discreet shout out? That is like the literal opposite of a shout out. How do I go about this in a way that's comfortable and respectful? There is somebody that this community, this family, this neighborhood all knows and relies on, and she is an individual that has just been nothing but kind, supportive, and been that positivity that we all wish and hope to see in everybody, you know. So I don't know, without her blessing, I don't know about like mentioning a thing. But if you haven't noticed a certain specific mod that has always kind of been around, just do me a favor without getting into details. It's kind of in general, okay? I'm going to keep it vague, but keep anybody that you may not have seen around in your prayers, or keep that positive vibe going, whatever it is. For me, it's not so much prayer, although I don't know what it is when I decide to talk to my grandma who is deceased. So I guess in some shape or form, we call it whatever you will. They're labels, they're words. We use them. Patrick, man, I'm so happy to see you too, brother. I don't know why, man. I really appreciate you. Okay, you all also carry a very positive energy. Bumble, Keeks, everybody's here. June. All right. I promise. So, lo and behold, I've made it clear. That link is right there. Now I'm going to talk about something. All right. So, let it be said, I don't give a big much of a shit about the mainstream celebrity circuit. They're pretty insignificant in the grand scheme of our lives and things, right? I mean, that's why we have kind of fallen. Just like, think about this idea. Just like mainstream services and news outlets have all fallen to the wayside, right? They're almost entirely in the rear view. We're going through a great, evolution of people relying on a different form of entertainment, and guess what that is? Channels and platforms like YouTube, Rumble, and I don't know. I don't want to start citing off all the social media outlets, but you can also stream on there. People want something different, a different kind of more inclusive contact and connection. And you don't get that with mainstream outlets and detached celebrities. You get more, you feel grounded and a part of something when you get to acknowledge the person you're watching, or they acknowledge you back. And again, there's at least, I caught up with some emails. There's two more, not three now, two more emails that are pretty long, and I want to give an honest bit of feedback. I refuse to just do for the sake of looking good. Yeah, hi, thanks for reaching out. Goodbye. That's not my style. So anyway, the link is up there. Instead of me having to spam it every 10 seconds, now I'm going to read the thing I want to read regarding the insignificance of mainstream celebrities. Kanye West. Kanye. So, I mean, I don't know. This dude has been pretty reckless. I'm kind of glad that he got called out because he likes to talk a talk. I know people are very mixed on him. I think he's a bit egocentric, narcissistic. Sure, he's talented, but my goodness gracious, man. Like, I have a little YouTube channel. It's just a thing, right? I don't walk around in my day-to-day life saying, I'm the greatest YouTuber alive. Yeah, yo, I'm gonna ask you if you know I got a YouTube, but I already know I got a YouTube because like I'm that big, homie. Nah, see, that's he's got a certain way about him that I'm not down with. And if you really want to learn how to piss me off, go ahead and start dropping some anti-Semitic commentary in a freaking podcast, you moron, which is hilarious to me. Literally, first off, I mean, he dared Adidas. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I wasn't cool enough in middle school to wear the cool shoes. Okay, but I liked Fila's myself. He dared Adidas to drop him. He's like, apparently they got ties to Nazis. Here, let me do this just in case. What's up, badass bandit? And it's Queen Survivor this year. And I just want to say a very kind and well-meaning, positive hello, and nothing but positive vibes. Everybody, please join me. What's up, Brooke? Man, this is just gonna be the shout-out hour over here. Everybody, just let's show some support for Queen Survivor. That's all I'm gonna say. We got your back, and I want her to know that and feel that. It's very. Oh my God, yo. Shout out back to you, Mr. Dr. Lecter. I'm a big fan of your movie and your book and your show and your prequel. And Burt Gummer, that's an OG from the OG. My God, there's Jessica. Lynn B. He claims to be yeah. Jesus was a Jew. Isn't that something? I don't get it with people that decide to get really, really into their religion, their religious dogma or doctrine. And I get, faith is an important part of being a person of any secular. I'm going to start using words and just hope they stick. If you're a Christian, stick to your Christian principles. I don't think hate really has a place in terms of having the true faith that one has and being all loving, unless we're going Old Testament here. And this is a topic I have entirely learned that usually it's safer that I stay out of it. Maybe one day. Oh, is Bare Bones in here? What's up, Bare Bones? Slim Reaper is one of my favorite motherfuckers. I don't know why I'm trying to not curse. That shit ain't gonna fly. Slim, yo, I really, really appreciate your comments. I mean, I read every single freaking comment. One day that may be impossible, but until that day, I really, really appreciate just the feedback and the comments and the back and forth. I loved his comment. The video I played earlier today, the two videos of me being, that little monster I was. My old boy, we could call him A. He just, that little cocock. You saw he stepped back like freaking, I don't know, 10 feet and ran up with a freaking haymaker. And it was like it's like a love tap. Like you don't see the aftermath. You just see me go, like that was it. I just went and looked at him. And then I think if I can recall this far back, he was like, can I do it again? You're not mad, are you? Can I do it again? You're okay. I'm like, dude, am I okay? I think if a rabbit punched me, I'd be hurting more, son. And he got all insulted. And I was like, yeah, come on. And he swung again. And it was just like, like a freaking flick. So, yeah. And then at the end of the night, when the party died down, I was like, yo, hey, let me get one in. And he was like, no, bro, that's not cool. That's not cool. So, yeah. Hey, everyone. Yes. And Haley, What I wanted to say, oh god dang, this is look, I don't care if my banter gets a little uh I don't care. For some things, I just don't care. When I'm showing love and I mean it, that's what matters. Seeing people like Independent Many or Cindy, My Son's Life Mattered, or Burt Gummer Lives. Keeks, you my G, Keeks. Yeah, these OGs, man. It's because he didn't have a lighter in his hand, bro. What you talking about, son? Actually, oh, funny story. Did I tell everybody about how I was branded in the gang back in the day? Yeah, I know I have. This right here, that's a hole. That's a very puffed out smiley face, which was generated by having a lighter in this hand, a lighter in this hand, and you just lit the steel on the front part of this, and then when it was like a red hot, you just put it here, and I remember it melting through my arm, and it stung. I mean, I think was I on painkillers at the time? I don't remember, but I just let it go cold, and I let go, and when I let go, the lighter was just inside of my arm, sticking out, and it was like a plank. It was just sticking out there, and it's like, oh damn! And everybody was like, "Whoa, bro, yeah, you in, cuz." And I just pulled it out. That was the worst part. And then, oh yeah, fun stuff. Let me. Oh, you got those? Yeah, we all. I'm sure, like the majority of us here, Creek Squad, Pro Pat Fam, Red Rebel Nation. Damn it, I didn't tag. I called Bare Bones today. I said, "Yo, I want to hashtag Red Rebel Nation because I view this, all right, and this was a goal from the get go when this all started and grew beyond my expectations, was to kind of identify maybe like at least 6 people that all had some kind of a common goal, and that we could all on a weekly basis join forces, put our families together and our resources, and try to do some good, unified together. By the way, while I'm here, I am also in talks. I might be jumping back and forth, but remember, hashtag find Jamie Valdez. I was invited into a very, very private group that is dedicated to that case. They got over 1,000 strong. They were supposed to go live on Facebook. Facebook Live is giving them issues. What's up, Easy? Oh, snap. Is that you from? I think it is. So yeah, look, I'm spamming the whole thing with the StreamYard. Jessica, I understand. There's no pressure. You want to click that button, all gravy. You don't, I will BS until I go blue in the face. But I feel mixed about talking about this because I don't want that family to feel any pressure. I also posted on their group and I said, please, this is the channel, like without the link. I didn't even share the Progressive Patriot name. Just said I have a YouTube channel. I have promised to do this with the platform, and then I just listed some of the resources that we do have on hand. One of those the nonprofit in the Midwest, I still need to contact again. That's one of the longest emails I've received, but it's a very heartfelt one. And they are very committed to helping and lending a hand, literally volunteering all of their efforts. They are also boots on the ground. This is a group of people that have a whole bunch of their own, resources that they're willing to pool in together with what I know I have available to help towards any case that comes our way. And so I'm still waiting on. And when I say that, that is not to induce any sense of pressure on any of the families going through your process and choosing to speak about the case, the missing persons, or if you lost somebody, we know that for a fact. You focus on how you want to handle that first and foremost, and if in fact you choose to utilize this platform, it is here for this purpose alone. Like I was fortunate enough to speak with a mod of ours who did publicly state he is responsible for having resources such as a lawyer and a private investigator and some financial backing in the event that we need finances to help us with a case that is presented to us. And that is something I cannot deny I'm excited for. and also legal protection if ever it were needed. Let's say I did an expose, and for exposés, that reminds me, I'll be in that Discord later for the thing to talk about the thing. Okay, that's all I can say publicly. But aside from that, exposés, let's say I do one and they got a large platform and channel and they want to like take some legal action. Well, guess what? We kind of backed up on this one, so yeah, I'm gonna walk the walk and I'm gonna fight the fight, especially if I believe it's what's right. Check me on that. I'm not trying to sound like a gangster. I'm not playing a persona. Yeah, Miss Chronic Chronicles, please meet Independent Many United. You've probably met as officially as one can meet in a chat, but that is somebody that's been ride or die watching myself and Josh on Stuck in the Middle for those 3 years. I think Indy, you met us through CanCon when he jumped up on Stuck in the Middle once, and you're still here, and I'm so grateful. You know, it's supporters like you and every single supporter means the world. But the ones that have like just been around before things looked good or peaked or whatever the case, that's that's something I'm never gonna forget. I actually have this pretty gnarly idea, or am I freestyling and finding myself in a lie? Well, let's figure it out and let me spit the idea. I want to get like kind of a plaque of all the OGs. No shade on current supporters, and that's including Shamrock, Indy, Burt Gummer, Bumblebee. A lot. There's quite a few that have just been like supporting everything that has occurred before, beyond, and thereafter, and it's amazing. They got to see so much of the drama that we found ourselves and some of the stuff like when Josh and I had started from nothing. It's amazing that we really did achieve what we did. And I really miss Josh. My goodness. I need to touch base with the dude. I don't want him to feel insulted if I called him and be like, yo, dude, I'm live. You want to pop on panel? What's up, Amy K? I hope it's oh yeah, I'm spitting Bert. Damn right, son. They call me the spitter. No, my God, no, they don't. That's a terrible name. Jesus, Bert. Have you no tact, sir? So, Jesus. I go from like trying to stick on a singular topic, and then I just get into my how's job. Okay, all right. Forget Kanye West. You know what? Let me just say that for the record. Fuck Kanye West. Okay? He's a douchebag. He's a douche canoe. I don't know what a douche canoe is. Okay. I just heard it once. It sounded clever enough. And I think it sticks. Kanye West, I'm glad you lost your deal with Adidas. You literally called them out and said, I can be as anti-Semitic as much as possible. Brandy, I see you. Thank you. I could be as anti-Semitic as I want. And Adidas, apparently, I didn't know this. Their founders or their foundation goes as far back as like the Nazi Party. And yeah, so they really didn't like the image Kanye was spitting there. I'm gonna, you know what? I feel bold enough to try to read the article. Somebody's up on screen. I'll meet you backstage. So let me see some of these quotes that I got. This is a Forbes article I got in front of me. Oh, here. Okay, here's it. All right. Let me read the opening line because this one's baffling. Just days ago, the rapper. So this is like a tie-in sentence. It's like the rapper dash rapper come fashion. Forbes, what the hell are you doing? All right, I'm going to copy paste this and I'm going to share it in the chat. Tell me this is not a strange way to enunciate or write a word. Look at that. Okay. I don't have to say it that way. YouTube, you can't get me for that. You see that, right? The rapper dash come dash fashion. Why you got to spell it like that, Forbes? What you doing? What's the dilly? Y'all see that right there, right? The real, what's up, PP in chat? Creek Squad in the house. That's what's up, man. The real, I don't want to say that wrong. Piscine, predator, word. All right. But yeah, okay, y'all see that, right? It ain't just me. So I'm not kidding, okay? That's real talk. Forbes is trying to be edgy. Exactly. They are so caught and so transparent. So the rapper come fashion. Nothing weird there. Entrepreneur Kanye West challenged Adidas to drop him following a weeks-long barrage of anti-Semitic remarks made on social media and in national media appearances. I can say anti-Semitic shit, and Adidas cannot drop me, said the rapper, who legally now goes by the name Yee. We don't care. On the Drink Champs, what's the Drink? That podcast. Okay. Earlier this month, Yee, who had worked with Adidas since 2013 on his Yeezy line of super expensive, super popular sneaker. Man, were they really like? I saw the dudes literally trying to make trash into art and charge you like $600 to put trash on your feet. They look like Crocs that were maybe spit shined once about 4 years ago. And you gonna tell me that there's like $600 or $1,000? And I remember watching this freaking presumptuous narcissist try to explain his vision. Like, I'm an artist. Y'all can't understand me because I am so artistic. I am on an artistic level that cannot ever be understood. As he proceeded to, put his foot in his mouth. And I don't get his whole shtick, man. I really don't. I loved his first few records, man. College Dropout, that was my jam. Kanye's Workout Plan, I played that when I was a DJ. Dude is just out of touch, man. That's when fame and power and money goes to your head and you come out looking like a whole fool, which they have since changed. And if you look at the most recent Webster's Dictionary definition of whole fool, not to be confused with Whole Foods, it is a picture of Yee, a.k.a. Kanye West, a.k.a. Yeezy, a.k.a. shut the fuck up Kanye West. So, yeah, they dropped him. So he's no longer a billionaire. Oh, boo-hoo. How are we going to recover as a society? Kanye West is not a billionaire. Oh, my God. Hey, Queen, I was going to... You know what? Why not? I hit Control V. There you go. You get to see that again. Let me, I don't know, do this thing. I'll try to be consistent. See where the night goes, man. Life is a freestyle. And let me also point out, like, I really try not to hold on to things, and I totally identify that it is challenging for me to drop. If somebody has shown me, like, ill will, malice, or something, I know it is usually best to be the bigger man, to walk away. But I just can't quite shake when I went on that one true crime-esque channel that I've loved so much. And it's not the host. It was that one individual that learned of Power Stroke, no joke. And speaking about the Kylie Rodney case, which we only briefly talked about. That was not the entire contents of the live stream. It was just one topic out of many topics. I think it was more focused on peanut butter and crack. Who, I don't know if you guys noticed, he hasn't been live recently. What are we getting here? Okay, word. Hey, yo, mi casa, su casa, mi panel, Jew panel. He said Jew. That's okay. I have the star. You see, Kanye, you should have like worn the star. There is something I read. Let me see. Okay. Apparently somebody, like a bunch of white supremacists, not my favorite folks, by the way. Neo-Nazis are the ones that jumped me. And since, as we all know, I have a concealed carry because I thought I was being unalived as some kind of initiation at that biker club. But let's see. Here we go. The pressure ratcheted up on Adidas after an image was released over the weekend of a banner draped over a LA highway overpass reading, Kanye was right about the Jews, accompanied by a group of white supremacists giving the Nazi salute to the drivers below. The white supremacists were apparently referring to Yee's DEFCON 3 on Jewish people tweet that got his Twitter account locked. Other anti-Semitic remarks got him blocked on Insta, and thousands upon thousands of social media users I don't know this word. Coerced? That's not how you spell coerced. For Adidas, chorused. Forbes, man, hire some better writers. Yo, I'm available, kind of. Not really, but I'd try. To drop Yee. Okay. Yeah, see, if this has never been made clear, let's make it very, very clear, okay? Anti-Semitism, I know some people apparently are very lax with that. That will never fly anywhere that I am a part of or near, or if I'm even aware of it. Um, don't even like, I'm not a tough guy, man. I promise. I used to try to be one, but try me on that. You have any sort of anti Semitic sentiment latently just building somewhere deep down and you know it, well, then I applaud you for working on it. But if you feel that way, you're not welcome here. Go find another channel. Get on out. That's okay. I'll rebuild. I ain't giving up. But your hate, it ain't welcome. Hate is the exact opposite of what we're going to strive for and achieve within this neighborhood. We police our own. Okay. And I don't even know to what extent. I remember I picked a fight with a freaking neo-Nazi hacker who ended up all the way across the states, was able to impressively, good job, Nazi hacker. And this is this is a lesson I learned earlier and have since learned to not be this kind of fella, especially when I have a platform here. We have a platform, but easily, like, I don't want to be used like an attack dog. And a friend of mine, a true friend of mine that reached out to me and told me about this chick and showed me the receipts of her being extremely anti-Semitic. I went after her, and I did it very publicly. I'm stuck in the middle. I tried to do an expose, and I did, but because I knew she was a single mother, I didn't do last names, not talking about her address, the family, nothing. I just showed her picture and her first name, and I said, yeah, this is a neo-Nazi piece of trash over here, and here's everything she said. She was able to find out my place of business, and I don't know, is this one of the ones that was able to call family members and all that? I don't know, but whatever. When you go after somebody, you have to be prepared for the desperation to kick in, or in this case, natural skills that they have to be used against you. So just, you know, and learning from this whole experience, which has been surreal, like entire communities not even associate, like, let's say the platformer doesn't sanction or doesn't inspire or incite the community to go after anybody, but the community decides kind of amongst their own to go after somebody else. Well, yeah, I have to accept that's out of, a lot of things are out of our control, and that's something to embrace. That's an element I believe we're taught in recovery, right? Embrace the things you cannot change, and a lot of that is negativity within others. And sometimes it's best to not poke the bear or whatever the case, and just live your best life. I think sometimes you can get further with ignoring the toxicity than trying to match the toxicity, because more often than not, you could get just sucked right into a never-ending like feud, and it was exhausting. It's the reason I put this silly little visual that reminds me that there's a whole world and a whole life that I am living, and I do not need to, when I'm over here and out here dealing with people and my job and my loved ones, I don't need to be thinking about what's in here, what's in this little device. It's funny when, CanCon and I last night, we were talking about MK Ultra, and just adding that element that, like, we talked about some pretty wild stuff that was even beyond my not comprehension. I understood it quite well, but talking about that MK Ultra, all the different elements added by the CIA to keep us like just behaving in a certain way, hypnosis, LSD, behavioral patterns or de-patterning. Like we talked about this, like, I don't know if I covered it. I did on that video I did over here about the LSD experimentation, which was in a place in Canada funded by the CIA, and Canada was sued. This institution was sued, and so was the CIA. And I'll just never forget some of the stories I learned. One individual was there. They baited him by saying, oh, we know you have this ailment which creates migraines. So tell you what, come in here, we'll cure it entirely. And some of the things that they did were, here's one example. They put him in a coma, insulin-induced coma for about 36 days, electroshock therapy. They made him sleep for 5 days. And, oh, what's up, B-Tim? Oh, snap. B-Tim in the house. Okay. All right.
and I was like interested immediately.
Were you interested? What's up, B Tim? How you doing, brother?
I'm good. I'm good. So basically, did you ever hear of Operation Climax?
Yeah, we spoke about that last night on
Yeah,
Rumble.
I didn't hear that. Oh, I wasn't on Rumble. That's probably why. But
Yeah, so
yeah,
when I this is a friend of mine that has been kicked off of YouTube like 5 times, and every time he'd be on though, he'd get like 100,000 subscribers. Then mainstream media did a hit piece on him and his entire group, and boom. So yeah, he's on Rumble. Anyway, B Tim, yes, please continue.
no, I mean, I was just shocked that there were so many different operations. Like the one where, like, did you hear that even afterwards, like, I think like towards the '60s, they would just randomly go into bars and pour LSD in people's drinks. Just
Yeah,
the CIA, just that's crazy.
they had an entire escort service, a brothel basically that was
Yeah.
completely run by the CIA, and they would somehow get the prostitutes hooked on LSD.
Have you ever heard of the Dark Sorcerer?
That's an unfamiliar term.
That was what the guy was the head of the CIA base. Like the guy was like literally one of the heads. I'm trying to remember his name, but he was called the Dark Sorcerer because he would make like fucking 711 like 007 poisons everywhere. Like it was just crazy.
Yeah, the cocktails that they would use. This is what I learned last night. And if you are really interested in this kind of stuff, look for this. This is the most verified documentation of all of these operations. It's called Lifting the Veil.
Oh, okay.
Naturally, something like that, like if you were to do a search, it would be off-putting because there's heavy connotations about like a certain religion. But if you can just put that aside, everything is cited.
Well,
everything is cited.
I mean, like I was called. I think it was. I'm trying to remember his name. The guy that was called the Dark Sorcerer was called Sidney Gottlieb.
Yes, Gottlieb. Yes.
Yeah, and he's suspected of killing someone that he just spiced someone's drink, and that person like mysteriously jumped out of a window.
You're talking about, dude. This is the homework and the show I did for almost 3 hours. The individual you're referring to, he ended up offing himself, because he had a psychotic break because they unknowingly dosed him, and he did not take it well. They dosed an entire platoon, and just the fallout after he had come to, so to speak, he was just devastated. He couldn't handle life anymore, and he jumped out of a window.
No, did you talk? I don't know because I didn't see it. You talked about the Unabomber, how it was connected to the Unabomber.
No, we didn't get that far. No.
Yeah, like basically he was under the experiment of MK Ultra as well.
Like, so the CIA was working with him in some capacity.
No. They basically, like, I'll read you, like, basically the Harvard Unabomber, the CIA was known to turn MK Ultra. So basically, like, a guy wrote a book basically discussing it, and he was there under a result of it, like part of the experiment, like they experimented him under MK Ultra.
I did not. Yeah, so he was a survivor.
Yeah.
I wonder if he was in the institute. There's this one Alan something, Scottish American. This is a guy that ran the place in Canada that has been sued. This is the only time that I'm aware the CIA has ever been sued for a thing. The only funny part is, of course, you get your payout. You got to sign an NDA.
Yeah. Also, the CIA was sued as well, and the Canadian government. The Canadian government was sued because they were like the CIA went to the Canadian government and admitted liability, but never revealed that fact to the victims that were suing the CIA. So basically, like the Canadian government was working with the CIA at the time.
That was a strategy to somehow put distance between the CIA and Canada, even though it's right in plain sight. One of those examples, there's 2 cases that really stuck with me. There's a woman, the family, the daughter, could not get the documentation of what the mother went through for 60 years. They could not find out what she had gone through. And the other example is the individual I was referring to. They put him in a coma for like 36 days. They played a recording that says your mother hates you for the entire time that he was sleeping. And every out of the week, they let him wake up for like 3 days and just kept him doped up on LSD. His opening quote before speaking to a doctor was, "My daughter is the apple of my eye. She keeps me going." When he had left When he got home, he just started beating his daughter relentlessly and lost everything.
Yeah, I mean, what he did was also called psychic driving. Basically, like they would electric shock you, and the whole and basically give you LSD or put you all do all three or put you in a drug like I think a diabetic induced coma, and then basically you would be there for like 30 days or more, and they would just wipe your brain. And it's like a lot of people like got completely broken down because of that. But what happened was is that the guy the guy who was under the Donald Cameron, he basically. I think he was just like he didn't know he was working for the CIA. The CIA used a shell company to basically fund him, and that's what happened basically. And they did that with a lot of their stuff.
What's crazy to me is a case I learned of a hypnotist that was he was CIA, and he actually successfully hypnotized a Marine into having two different personas. There was Jones A and Jones B. Jones A was the fully patriotic American. Jones B is the communist that was so convincing he got to like enter communist parties as a double agent. And Jones B was unaware, but Jones A knows about it. And only through like hypnotism could they access. That's just, I learned so much crazy stuff. The term that Cam Khan was telling me is I was black pilled last night.
Yeah, I mean, like a good article I read, and he was actually on Joe Rogan. So this is the guy that was on. You ever see the Joe Rogan interview with this guy? Here, I'll toss the article.
That is something that I intend to watch. That's about 3 hours.
No, what you could do, what I usually do is I could just usually I watch the video, or if I'm like trying to look through certain parts, I'll turn it into a transcript and I'll just read through the transcript quickly of a YouTube.
Oh hell yeah!
But here's the article, The Intercept. So basically, this is the guy that was on Joe Rogan, and he writes all that stuff and explains MK Ultra and the whole thing, and talks about how, like, at one point I heard one situation where the same guy that was running the hippie area in San Francisco, where Manson used to go, and because a lot of people think Manson was in MK Ultra as well, he was running an experiment where like a soldier basically assaulted and killed a young child, and he was just a regular soldier, and they think it was just a failed experiment. And like literally, like I'm trying to look for the case. I'm trying to Shiva. I think it was Shiva. I'm trying to remember. But yeah, well, you could probably look that up.
I got some filler. Like, dude, the things that are all cited, which means there's receipts, there's evidence, there's a whole trail. It's verified. The things I learned. Here's another one. There was two 19-year-old women, I suppose, that they had a complete aversion to firearms. One going as far as saying like she was just terrified and disgusted. She would never handle one. And then they did their hypnotism thing. I don't remember if there was dosing involved in this case, but by the end of the trial, she picked up an unloaded firearm and successfully utilized it and tried to shoot her friend to death. But it was just for the sake of the experiment. Thankfully, that thing was not loaded. But that just goes to show you the success and how these tactics, they could really make anybody do anything.
Yeah, it's really, I mean, the key thing is they just want to wipe people's memory, because originally, the whole reason why MK Ultra was started and all that stuff, right?
Well, if my homework serves me right, it was because sometime after the Korean War, so many soldiers and POWs that were returning, the CIA or our government believed that they were mind controlled because they were so disenfranchised with the system, and that they liked communism or something.
Because they were claiming that we were using like weapons we weren't supposed to use there. And at first they thought they were being brainwashed, but it came out years later that we were using weapons we weren't supposed to be using on North Korea. So really they wanted to, like, if you really think about it, it was just to kind of like brainwash people so they wouldn't reveal certain secrets.
Right. Yeah.
So it's interesting. You can actually read that article, the Intercept article. It talks about that interesting case where that and all the connections with the doctor. It talks about the guy who ran the facility, Lewis West. It's very interesting stuff, actually. And it's like he's reputable, and the Joe Rogan interview was pretty good.
There is an endless amount of specific cases that you could spend days just learning about. This is related. There is a YouTube video I had found once, because once MK Ultra encompasses, being drugged, hypnotized and de-patterning where
Oh
they
well,
did.
it's not just that. It was also seeing if they can get people addicted and control people who are addicted, like getting people purposely addicted and see if they can be controlled through tobacco, alcohol, things like that. And they tried it like I think they tried like 150 different ways, basically.
Yeah, actually, you're just about spot on. The 150 to 180, if I remember, CanCon speaking directly, that's 180 different ways to control a population or people.
Yeah.
And
So I mean, like this is a story from the end. It says in July 4th, 1954, San Antonio, Texas, was shaken by the assault. I'm going to use the assault because the other word's not really good to use on YouTube. And murder of a 3-year-old girl. The man accused of these crimes was Jimmy Shaver, an airman at the nearby Lackland Air Force Base with no criminal record. Shaver claimed to have lost his memory of the incident. The victim, a 3-year-old Joe Horton, Sherry Jo Horton, had disappeared around midnight outside the Air Force Base where her parents had left her in the parking lot outside a bar. She played with her brother while they had a drink inside, and when they noticed the missing, they did a search party. And basically, he came out bloody. He didn't remember anything, dazed. And if you jump a little bit ahead, it says deputies arrested Shaver at 29. He was recently remarried with 2 children. No history of violence. He's been in the same bar Horton and been up that bar Harden had been abducted from, but left with a friend who told the police that neither of them was drunk, though Shaver had seemed high on something. Before the deputies could take Shaver to the county jail, a constable from another precinct arrived with orders from the military police to assume custody of him. Around 4 that morning, the Air Force Marshal questioned Shaver, and 2 doctors examined him, agreeing he wasn't drunk, and one later testified that he probably was not normal. He was very composed outside, which I did not expect under these circumstances. He was released to the county jail and booked for assault and murder. And then basically, the same doctor actually that examined him was the same doctor that did the whole MK Ultra experiment in San Francisco with Manson. And
here, I apologize briefly. I have to do my due diligence when I get what I call an embrace, because we don't like saying the super chat term here. Queen Survivor, thank you so much for your support. She says, thank you for being genuine, caring, passionate, and devoted to creating this community full of love and compassion. It's like to help get this mission out to others. Pro Pat Fam, United We Stand. Thank you, Queen Survivor. That is also the individual I was referring to that I just asked you all, without getting into details, to remember during your prayers or positive vibes, whatever it is that your shtick is, bear her in mind. That's all I'll say. I apologize for the interruption, B. Tim.
No, it's fine. It's fine. So it's just very weird, like scenario. Like they basically, a lot of people think that was just a failed experiment, and they just were covering up their bases on that one. You can actually read the article.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm so glad that you're invested in this, because I've been doing this this once a week show with CanCon under Lifting the Veil, which is about 24 chapters of all the different operations that are touted as conspiracy theory. But what's strange to me is there's nothing conspiracy about these. These are all verified, like Operation Mockingbird, MK Ultra, and the CIA has never officially stated that they shut MK Ultra down. They just don't talk about it anymore.
The conspiracy theory is that they lied about failure, so they wouldn't have to tell anyone that they succeeded. So they said, "Oh, this was a tremendous failure. This was terrible. Blah 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 blah. Here's your settlement money." But they actually succeeded, and they just don't want to tell anyone.
And that is, I've learned in life, especially when I embarked on doing a show called Stuck in the Middle, where we had to always find receipts on the mainstream media, if they're reporting truthfully or not. The truth is always stranger than fiction.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to recall, like, there's so many cases. Go ahead, B. Tim.
Oh, you have another one.
I do. We call it an embrace, unless people want to hear me say the whole, oh my God, another super chat. All right, no, that's terrible. Thank you for sharing yourself with this great community. Angie 1005, because I want to say 00, it makes you sound cooler. Thank you for your support, and I promise to offer nothing but the intentions I have. Forget the blood and the bones. All I will have left is my intentions, and I'm gonna make some kind of legacy out of this. I'm still hoping that I get some word from the Valdez family, although I have already said there's no pressure when I make mention of it. They're trying to talk about this case again on YouTube live, or I'm sorry, Facebook Live, but they're not having any luck. And oh my goodness gracious, one more. Okay, this is a little overwhelming. I'm never accustomed to this. Haunting Haley, who has a fantastic channel. It is growing and just started. Grateful for this channel and you remaining true, Eli. Of course, everyone here as well. Love this community. Thank you, Haunting Haley. Please check her channel out. Give it a sub. She is up and coming, and she could use the support. Bare Bones is joining us. B Tim, feel free to own the floor as I micromanage.
That's fine.
What's up, bro?
Hey, hello. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's up?
What's up, man? Have you met B Tim? B Tim, meet Bare Bones.
I have not.
I've been around. Nice to meet you.
Nice
oh, you subbed. You got a supporter. You got Red Rebel Nation right there, man.
But it's interesting. I mean, it's interesting, these like conspiracy, because most of them are not like Operation Contra, I think is another one.
That is.
What is another one?
There's at least 26 in this Lifting the Veil document alone, and it is the most documented, cited. There's nothing conspiracy about it being called a conspiracy theory, which is amazing to me.
Yeah.
Something else that's impressive is they'll take cases like this and, like, for example, Harvey Weinstein, the Me Too movement. Hollywood is making a movie about it. And now guess what? They get to repackage something that they did wrong and sell it back to us. It's just amazing.
Well, I mean, Marilyn Monroe made a joke about it. She called it the casting couch, I think. I'm trying to remember the movie, but it was basically about the whole thing with Hollywood, with the casting couch type of deal. I forgot the name of the movie, the Marilyn Monroe's movie.
Hollywood is a whole other facet that I'm convinced is just they're I don't know, Holly weird. Yes, this may get a bit into conspiracy, but there's so much I've learned that's disgusting about Hollywood that it's really hard to support them because I love movies. Bare Bones, I do want to offer you an opportunity to just chime in with anything that you got, because this is free form, brother. This is madness.
Oh no, bro! I just thought I could join real quick. I just been playing some Call of Duty and just relaxing and just watching your videos. So,
what is this term, relaxing, that you use?
Well, I kind of got spoiled, I guess. So today I kind of used the rest of the evening to relax and just not even pay attention to social media. But I heard you earlier talk about this thing. Yeah, and it got my attention, so here I am. So,
what's the thing, if you don't mind me asking?
The phone.
So I was talking about, I don't know, B Tim, if you can see the camera. I've flashed this phone a couple times, even to Patty Lynn when I was there. That was a huge milestone for me to be able to thank Patty Lynn, Creek Squad, and Ryan Upchurch, and telling them they saved my life. But I showed her. I put this this little sign on the back of my phone when I felt I was being attacked by a lot of people.
What does it say? What does it say again?
They're not bothering me anymore. It says, "Put the YT world down and live in the now."
Wow, bro, that's hard.
It is, but it's easier once you start trying.
Hard.
Do you know what the better one would be? Touch grass.
Touch grass. Like, stay grounded. Is that?
Yeah.
Don't stay online all day. That's the problem.
Man, I was online so much the other day that I literally, you know how you walk out of a dark room and you go into the front room and you see the light and you're like, holy, my eyes are burning, you know? I look on the couch and my daughter's wearing her sunglasses and stuff. My wife's sitting over there on the couch and stuff. And I was just like, I walk out and I'm just like, I can't see a thing because I'm sitting in a dark room looking at a computer screen. So yeah, it was kind of crazy. But no, man, I've just been kind of just playing Call of Duty today and just kind of just having a good time. I think I'm going to go metal detecting tomorrow.
Oh my God. I'm envious. I don't know how you balance this free time and hobbies. What's hobbies? I used to have
exactly.
them.
You know what I want to start doing though? I want to start getting into gas powered airplanes.
That's good.
That's,
I mean, I've seen it. I've seen them using them in like when I live in New York. They used to do them flip in a field before the police took it over.
Yeah. Either that or like drones or something. I don't know what I'm gonna do, man. Around where I live at, we got a lot of like old hospitals that's like abandoned and they're supposed to be haunted.
Yeah, maybe do RC cars.
So I thought about taking a drone through the buildings and actually with a camera and actually with a speaker on the camera and just show what's inside there. But then the cops actually told me that homeless people stay inside the buildings, so I may catch something I don't want to see. So I was like, yeah, so maybe I'll double check that and just rethink that idea.
Well, just don't live stream whatever you're gonna fly through there. And
true, that is very true, very true. So yeah, that's I don't know. I'm just trying to think of some ways to like expand outside of what I am now. So make a different channel type, which I already got that. I just waiting for the opportunity to start it. So
you want you want a film of like abandoned malls and maybe like just talk about like the dilapidation?
Yeah. I where I live at, we have a lot of like abandoned buildings. We have movie theaters that's abandoned.
Wow.
That's kick-ass. That's a
like
lot of
Hollywood theater. I'm like, man, do you know how bomb that would be to have that as a house and just drive go-karts through the freaking mall, through the movie theater all the time and just raise hell?
Arrange that. You call me and I will leave my state.
I'm already trying to think of a series for you. All right.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Here, brief pause. I want to introduce somebody that I want to show a little respect to. I saw Power Stroke No Joke share this man's video. I believe I got this individual right. Yeah. Eyes Mike. I'm going to welcome you from backstage to the stage. Welcome, brother.
How y'all doing, man?
What's up, Eyes Mike?
I want to say
it's pronounced Eyes Mick.
Eyes Mick.
But you were very close.
I want to express my for one, fantastic job on the video that you got that peanut butter and crack dead to rights on his own words.
I mean, honestly, dude, something's wrong with that dude, and I don't think it's just drugs. Like,
well, some of the things you said in there, that's where like I'm gonna distance myself. But I didn't hear the things that you said. He said I'm sure I know he said them, but that's
he said a lot of shit that just don't. It's not right. I mean,
did you see the stream last night? Did you see his stream last night or whatever?
I went in there, dude. A lot of times I just go in there and I'll mute him, like I'll mute the speakers and just read the comments. But I was in there for a little while last night and I noticed they wasn't letting me comment on that, and I was like, this bitch got me blocked. So I was like, I'm gonna just go play 5M.
Well, and another thing is last night his stream, and I'm actually gonna do a video on what he said last night. But he was in there, and this guy has an audacity to keep, dude. This is the thing.
Has he been live in the past 48 hours?
He did. Well, it was what, last night. I don't know.
Yeah, he was live last night.
Yeah, it had all of our faces on it. It had me, No Stroke, or
Power Stroke. He had everybody on there.
And I'm just like, what? I'm like, dude, what are you trying to get at here? I mean, and then you go out and you talk about two people basically. The whole thing.
Are you talking about he's doxing people? Who's doxing people?
Are you aware? Like, I don't even like saying the dude's name because it gives him more.
We all know who we're talking about.
Well, actually, B-Tim is not so much invested in.
All right.
This is.
I'm dealing with right now. I'm dealing with Dolly Vision.
If you want a brief little lesson, not lesson, but if a gist of who we talking about, you can go to my page. Every video is about him.
You mean like the pee guy, like the guy who took a shit in the toilet and filmed it?
Yes.
Bingo. Actually, plot twist. It's what was in the toilet. That's the actual guy that runs the channel.
Yeah. I think he. It's perfect.
That was disgusting, guys. Like that was most disgusting thing I've ever seen as a grown man to do. I mean, my daughter, guys, look, whenever a 67-year-old man actually takes a shit in the toilet and flush and literally records it being flushed, he's got a problem.
Without a doubt.
100%.
It's very unfortunate that he's just keeps on going at it. He should have just dropped it a while ago and just moved on.
He should have dropped it a long time ago. Yeah. I mean, technically, he shouldn't be in it because nothing was about him. But
yeah, but everyone's welcome to an opinion. But he should have just dropped it, and he shouldn't attack that Brian's mom. I don't agree with attacking her.
Not at all.
Hey, B Tim, did you say something about you was dealing with Dolly Vision? Is that what you said?
Yeah, Dolly Vision and Bullhorn and Betty are literally encouraging people to stand in front of someone's house.
I done did 2 videos on it today. Yes.
Who was it that got arrested?
Just protest. Like basically, they're bringing their kids and doing like drugs now. The protesters, and it's like a party now.
Oh God.
It's like a movie now, bro.
Yeah.
It's like a movie.
And now
Chronicles of Narnia, or Chronicles of, I don't want to butcher her name because she actually has a pretty good YouTube channel. I don't remember her name. Chronicles of something. And I used their video today too. I'm sorry if you're watching, if you see this, but yes. Anyways, it's like the Amityville horror filmed. It's not, but it is. Okay, guys, ignore me. But anyways, it's kind of like that. And I made a video of it today, and it turned out great. I mean, but it's more like a movie than it is anything right now.
I honestly don't think that baby's in that landfill.
I mean, the problem is that I like to let the cops do their thing, and I'm worried about someone getting hit by a car and these kids like running because they're literally bringing their kids to this protest.
Right.
And I don't.
Safety hazard.
Yeah, and I don't want to see some kid getting hit by a car because these morons are like, and they're like, it's just really bad. I don't like it. I think they should stop. If they want to protest, they should be protesting CPS.
What exactly? But they did. But CPS knew about
their
parents being abusive,
and they just let it happen.
CPS, but the neighborhood knew about CPS or his mother and grandmother, quote, being abusive to him.
Right.
So that's the reason why they're in the neighborhood, supposedly, because of them knowing about the kid being abused in the first place. So that's the reason why they don't care about what somebody they say, they don't say.
I'm sorry. Somebody in the chat said, because I said, I honestly don't feel that baby's in that landfill. And somebody said they feel in water. There's a little lake, right? Not a lake, but like a pond, damn near like right across the street from the house. I think that baby's in that water somewhere, dude. Like, I don't think he's in the landfill.
I have no idea what the kid is. So
I don't know what you guys look.
I got nothing.
Let me say something real quick. And if this offends anybody, I'm sorry, but this is just the truth, and this is who I am.
Yeah, I mean, fuck them if they get offended.
if anytime that you are actually, 20 months old, and you get dropped off in a trash can, and you get put in a trash truck, that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, it's
you're not gonna climb out yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're
not at 20 months.
I mean, it's sickening. But the video that was shown of what's his mom's name again?
Leilani,
and her mom standing next to Leilani, and they was talking.
The way she looked at her.
Yes, the mom looked like she was like, just tell the truth, or I'm gonna sock you. I'm gonna punch you right now.
And then she turned and looked away and was like, "This bitch." Like, and it was fake crying, guys. There was absolutely no tears in this woman's eyes at all. And we all know that if your kid passes away or is accused of you doing something to your child, right?
Come on, man.
I get nervous about speculating about how people grieve, although I know she is not the best looking suspect in the bunch. She's actually the top suspect.
She's the prime suspect. Most people will agree that she is definitely the prime suspect of this case.
Definitely, yeah.
So, I mean, and that's, if you look at
it. They did that video where they were standing next to each other with the news station. But then this morning, the grandma goes and does another little interview out at the street. And she's like basically trying to pretend like she didn't do that video. It's like, hold up. Like, you got a whole different twist on what happened from last night.
A lot of people believe that they're trying to push the blame on the boyfriend with the interviews.
Yeah, I've seen that.
A lot of people think that's what's happened. Personally, I'm like, if you ask me to give a percentage, I'm like 60% sure that she did it. And I'm just waiting for evidence to go up because I never I'm not, I need to first off, I wish they found the body because I hope this kid can get a burial. I mean, I hope I'm wrong and the kid is not dead, to be honest with you, but it's not looking good.
Well, Leilani said that she thought Leilani said that the kid hopefully somebody picked him up and made him theirs, or that thought that she was a greater power.
Yeah, she's lying basically.
And then she just automatically I don't remember nothing. What don't you remember?
And that's the problem. It's like that's a very bad line to make because that presumes some sort of knowledge you have about the case. But yeah, I think I'm 60% sure she did it, but I don't like the protesters because I think they're gonna fuck up the case. I think what I mean?
Here's what I want to say exactly about that. Okay, my fear about YouTubers getting this involved to the level where they're like, I kind of did my own react video that because I saw Deets on the Street have this woman that was like talking to her YouTube chat while agitating, and somebody in the background was like, I'm going to use this baseball baseball bat and show you what it can do. And I'm just thinking, like, this is going to shine a very negative light on the YouTube community that with all the people that have
it's worse than that. It's worse.
Oh, it's far worse.
If you watch Savage Media, she actually shows a chat where basically now they tried to send a DoorDash delivery of lube to Lalani's house. And the DoorDash guy basically said, no way I'm going there. But think about this much. What happens if they would have opened fire on them and thinking that guy was like trying to break into their house and you just heard a DoorDash guy?
See, these are the possibilities that I wish people that have a large platform would respect, just, how dangerous of a game they're playing. And I want them to question the intentions, why they started doing what they're doing, and if it's really worth the clickbait to get this involved and risk everything and more. But
they're doing it for money. I mean, like Dolly made just in super chats in the last 30 days, $7,000.
You seen how many videos he deleted?
Yeah, he's on Court TV right now. He actually.
It's like, dude, you made all of this money off of these videos, and then you just go and delete it.
Wait. He's on Court TV?
Yeah, he just did an interview on Court TV.
Oh my God, what? Okay, so he's deleting the videos to what? To cover his tracks of being a douche?
I mean, I don't know, honestly. It's very sus.
Right. Let me make this clear, because I'm sick and tired of this like elephant in the room. There has been a lot of people within the respected community that I have going on here. I love each and every one of you, but I cannot keep dealing with this. Like, leave it alone, Eli, because it's just you'll lose our support or whatever. Look, consequences be damned. I disavow a lot of what that man has done. Not for allegations that are against him. Yes.
Yeah, me too. I don't agree with half of it.
And look, I understand he was also embraced like me as a blessing by Creek Squad. But Creek Squad, I ask you to just hold all platformers, including me, to a certain standard, okay? Just so they could be accountable for their actions. And if they're just doing like going and standing, and I understand, I've heard the boots on the ground. How can you say something negative about boots on the ground? But look at everything that has occurred as a result of that. If it was just him or just BHB, and not them inciting people to come.
Well, there's more people. There's more people coming by. Molly Golightly, Justice for All, who has a McLaren. His husband.
Molly's there.
Molly's going to go down there. Justice for All is going down there, and there's another YouTuber going down there. And they're all going to live.
Well, let's be honest. Molly can't go nowhere lightly with her big ass.
Yeah. Okay.
And then
please don't kill me, lady. Some of these people actually travel.
Yeah.
And do this stuff
off of donations.
That's ridiculous. That's crazy.
Well, they pay for his plane ticket. They pay for Dolly's plane ticket twice because he missed the first flight.
Right.
So he's making. I mean, like if you just do super chats, he's making $7. That's not including like cash apps and all that stuff. That's not including the ad revenue it gets. That's not including that promotion of his soap. Which
I was about to say he sells shirts and soap.
Yeah, free Lolo shirts, which was hilarious. And then he has like soap, like I think Captain Crunch flavored soap he's selling.
What?
I see you didn't make it on a Survivor show.
Yeah.
Well, let me share. If I'm okay, this is the thing about me. I'll use Carmex or Blistex. I will use lotion, but I am not going to lather myself with Captain Crunch flavored soap. It's not happening. That's like
Captain
my man
Crunch
card
flavored soap.
Yeah, he charges $10 a bar and $4.
What in his diabetes is he thinking?
Well, he's making a lot of money. He sold. I remember I watched It's a Mood, and she said she spent $300 on materials, and he sold it for $3,000. So he makes a lot of money on soap. Like,
damn, I might need to get into the selling soap business because
me too.
Out of Captain Crunch flavored, think if he would get like Fruity Pebbles or something.
That's nuts.
I like taking the Fruity Pebbles and making Rice Krispie treats out of it.
Yeah, I like that too. But now,
shall we offer clarification? I apologize, Bare Bones. There is an individual, a viewer, that's like, Why hating on dude? He makes his own soap. Let me make it clear: the reason he was brought up is not because of his soap making.
No, I actually give him compliments on the soap. He can make money from $300 investment.
I mean, congratulations on missing the point.
That's
the whole point I'm not hating on him for selling soap. Trust me, every man needs to make some money and every woman needs to make some money. And how you make that money is absolutely your business. But I will say this much. If you're going to lather somebody with Captain Crunch flavored soap, then you don't need a man card. There's certain things we do, and lotion is one, and Carmex or Blistex is one too, but not Captain Crunch flavored soap. That's the whole point.
I just wanted to clarify the reason why he's being spoke about is because, one, I do not agree with the first maybe boots on the ground approach. Okay, but the profiteering done and for agitating and almost getting in fights with neighbors. I don't care how many times you say the neighbor started it. There's been so much more like law enforcement resources wasted on getting the riffraff off the streets than actually investigating. So my issue is with that and some other things that I wish the community would, like It's a Mood had a lot of people come forward to say some things, but I cannot completely throw in with that because I understand people need receipts. But
the allegations need receipts. Obviously, I agree with that.
What I'm afraid of is this, and I thought about this today when I was making my video. I'm afraid of somebody actually getting shot at doing all this stuff. I mean, it's got to run through their heads when they're sitting there, whenever they're filming each other, whenever they're doing whatever, because people driving by and dropping off Gatorades.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not only that, but you got to think Leilani and her mom are tied to bikers. I'm not sure if they're 1%ers or not, but bikers do some weird shit. Some shit that
for sure
they can't come back from. You know what I mean? And if they 1%ers, they don't care if they can come back from it or not. So, whoever's out there, they need to keep that in mind. You know what I mean? There's bikers around there 24/7 now because the shit's not gonna stop till Quentin's found. But
no, it's not. And there's more people heading there. That's the thing. And it's gonna get out of control.
I mean, I see why they keeping boots on the ground because they don't want him to run like Brian Laundrie did. Well, they don't want her to run, but I mean, honestly, I think her and her mama need to go to jail for it. Well, both of them.
Yeah.
I'm more like just waiting for evidence to come in, but I think probably they're not going to be on the run because their faces all over the place. And
well, not only that, but who goes out freaking drinking and partying, and then the song they were singing on YouTube.
That was
on TikTok.
Yeah. That was weird. I think they should have consulted a lawyer. If they're gonna go out and party, lawyer would have probably said, yeah, don't go out party. It makes you look guilty to a lot of people.
Then smiling and singing that song on TikTok, like, come on, you're like, what the fuck? Yeah. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. Like, everybody misses Quentin.
Always trying to look at a larger picture. I think it's very possible that new legislation could be made, possibly against YouTube or YouTubers, if things like this continue. I mean, I love when we, the people, get involved in anything. I'm passionate about that. I don't believe in our system whatsoever. So I'm even conflicted about talking about boots on the ground. However, I see how it can go wrong. I guess there's a better way things could be done. But we're all freestyling. I don't know.
I mean, like the problem is like, let's say with you guys here, would you want the same activity in your name? Let's say there's someone's accused of murder. Of course you don't. And then suddenly like 20 people, 25 people are there blasting, playing music, have kids running around and all this stuff going crazy. You'd go nuts. Imagine like there was and like there's like literally one of the yards there in front of us, the lady was in a hospice, like she had to be taken out in the ambulance. So it's.
I mean, I think the only thing that would get on my nerves is them playing the baby crying loud as hell at midnight. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'd have to go out there and ask them to stop that because that's a little. It's not overboard when you're doing it towards them, but I mean for the neighbors, that's a little overboard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's like a big harassment for the neighbors. It's like it's a problem because the neighbors didn't do anything wrong. They're just living there. You know.
Well, you heard the grandma's answer whenever that guy asked her, "What's his favorite color?" and she was like, "Blue." And he was like, what was his favorite food? And she's like, whatever the hell I wanted to give him.
Jesus H. Whoa.
Like, bitch, what? Like, so you just made him eat whatever? You know what I mean? Like, that's fucked up.
Yeah, she did say that. But you know how many parents, though? I mean, honestly, and I'm not taking no one side here. You know how many parents when someone asks a question, they're like, whatever the hell he wants. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, so I mean, that could have just been
Especially
like,
when they're aggravated, but
right.
I mean,
That could have been something that she just said. But dancing in their windows and agging on to them outside.
Yeah, I mean, I
I
think
know
they
I'm
should
gonna
just.
get flack for this, but I don't care anymore.
I mean, she's not gonna live too much longer once she's inside of a jail. So
Well,
Go
hopefully
ahead,
she
Pete.
gets a long time in jail.
they're gonna take care of her. Whoever killed that baby, they're gonna take care of him in jail. Trust it's prison politics. That's what happens. You know what I mean?
Right. That is true. I mean, anything that has to do with a kid, when you go someplace
Oh yeah,
like that,
they don't take that shit lightly at all.
and when you get there, they know everything about you in the first
Well, in my
I
opinion,
mean, I've served time, dude, and there's some fucked up individuals in there, but there's some people in there that have morals, and they'll never see the outside of that place.
Well,
So what do they have to lose? You know what I mean?
I'm a
Right.
great proponent of the death sentence for certain crimes, like you mess with kids or you kill.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
You're going. I usually use the term volcano because it's YouTube friendly. Toss it in the volcano, but that's usually what I say. So yeah,
Right.
Make a tie for them with 13 loops. You know what I mean?
Well, I think I mean, I think they should definitely. If she's like guilty of it, yeah, I think she should go away to the afterlife, in my opinion. But that's
Here. I think it's important to. I'm sorry. This is the second time I've cut you off, Tim. I apologize.
Go for it. It's your show.
I just I like to keep things as like not devil's advocate, just balanced. So the real, I can't say that right, so I'm just gonna say something predators in there. The YouTubers caught them on the island, and most of the protesters causing problems aren't YouTubers. I'm pro boots on the ground, constitutional rights, check mark.
Yeah, but I think boots on the ground's a little like if you're I don't agree standing in front of someone's house. If you want to stand in front of the mayor's place, you want to stand in front of like CPS, the people that fucked up, that's fine. I mean, like, and then that's but when you're kind of in a residential area, you're not only affecting that person, you're affecting the neighbors all around. And also that road, it gets dark. You have they're bringing their kids around. I don't want to see some kid get hit by a car because the parents are drunk or high.
Yeah,
talking about how to be on pills.
Yeah, that'll be fucked up.
There's a lot of possibilities, and like my concern is kind of chaos theory. Whatever can go wrong will go wrong, and that is a concern. And I hope that is not
Murphy's Law.
Yes, precisely. Hold it down for just a moment. I want to see if the Valdez family reached me. I see I got some messages. Please do continue.
Yeah.
All right.
Somebody did get muted because they had the name of somebody deceased, a victim that has been expired, and a moderator saw to it to mute or hide that user. I fully understand
In the
why
chat?
that would be done. So yes. So please to the moderator that did it, you don't have to apologize for a damn thing, and your family don't worry about a thing, girl. You good.
She said I blocked Isaac once because I thought he was talking shit about Eli. No, I wasn't talking shit about Eli, I promise.
Yeah, there's a lot of the support that I get. I mean, it's what keeps me going. I can't even lie about that. I just please always remember I'm going to try to always fight my own battles. But yeah, if you see trolls, man, I ain't got time for it. Please feel free to take the trash out.
All right.
So I'm on the Valdez group right now.
What's with the Valdez thing? I'm not sure. What's that?
So this is a case that dates back to 2021, and this is a missing father, brother, uncle, so many things. And the circumstances, if I could just skip to the point, is he just kind of goes missing after 2 years of being completely sober, goes missing. And what was written on the back of his car window was, he is near, help me. And there has been some implication that the wife and the boss of the wife had something to do with it. The boss, 1 month after Jamie Valdez is missing, happens to be the one that finds the vehicle with this message that they say is not Jamie Valdez's writing. So it's a case that is a missing person case, and it's gone a little cold. And I promised this family to shine a light on it, and that's what I'm trying to. Okay.
What's his name? What's his name? Jamie Valdez.
Jamie Valdez.
It's in Arkansas, Bonesville.
That sounds pretty on point. Let me read the response I had just gotten. I promise we will get with you at a later time. I'm exhausted right now. Just a very emotional day. Oh, it's his birthday today. Okay, I totally understood. They have a community here on Facebook with almost 2,000 people, man. I mean, and it's all
Yeah, I
people
mean, the problem.
dedicated to this.
Yeah, the problem is with like missing adults is like basically they don't really consider them like a crime yet. They'll be like, "Oh, adult just went missing. He just walked away," and a lot of times it lets it get cold for missing people. It's kind of a sad situation.
That's the exact.
So
Sorry.
who wrote on the window?
They don't have an answer, but they know it's not Jamie Valdez. So that
So-
points to me as a cover up.
So from the
Without
writing
a
on the
doubt.
window,
Or foul play.
whenever the cops found the car, the writing was on the window.
Yeah, when it was first off, the wife's boss of all people, after a month of this man missing, happens to be the one to find it in a freaking field. And yeah, when the police arrived, they sent me every news media piece that was done about this case and every snippet that I could possibly find. Watched a lot of interviews, and the writing, it is very ominous looking. They just somebody, like, let's say there's dust or soot, somebody used their finger and wrote, "He is near. Help me," in big caps.
Yeah, it also says that the seat was pulled up, and also
No shit.
yeah, which is like basically means someone was probably shorter than him that was
Right.
driving the car, so probably.
But said he had an argument with his wife and then he went missing. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
So I mean, but they didn't like validate the writing, like take the cops didn't.
Well,
take
no, they
pictures of the
said
writing?
the writing. It says here. Let me see. It later revealed. They said it's not like his old writing. It doesn't.
Well, see, like I know for certain, like whoever, if I wrote something and like somebody knows me really well, they know that I don't write anything ever in cursive. Everything I write is in print and it's very sloppy. I have sloppy handwriting. That's just what it is. But I would be able to tell someone's hand. Like if I know someone well enough, I'd be able to tell their handwriting. You know what I mean? And if it's not his handwriting, then who the hell's handwriting is it? You know what I mean?
So, and we have scanners out there that actually take that handwriting and put it through a system and actually basically almost pinpoint the person that writing actually came from.
My mom was a master at forging my dad's signature, and they divorced each other in '96. But I caught my mom. She was drunk one night at a restaurant, and she signed my dad's name to the ticket. And I was like, "Yo, you just forged my dad's name to that, and he's been dead since '03." And she's like, "No, I didn't. I put my name." I said, "You better look at it again." And she looked at it, and she's like, "Well, what do I do?" I was like, "Fuck, there's nothing you can do besides tell her to get another ticket or let it go, you know?"
Yeah.
And please don't be mad at me. I was like, "I'm not mad at you. You just drunk and forgot whose name you was writing."
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Damn, that's quite a little scenario to go through there, man. I mean, I'm not looking too deep into it. I mean, that'd be something I got you, fam.
I mean, it don't bother me, but it's just like, you know, how many times have you done that to just automatically be like, "Oh, I'm drunk," you know, let me write my ex-husband's name. You know what I mean?
That's exactly. How old are you when you saw that?
Oh, I mean, that was just a few years ago. I was probably 30.
Okay.
I mean, I was probably 30. I'll be 35 next year, but yeah, I know I was in my at least late 20s, you know, maybe 30.
Probably led to a little bit of an uncomfortable conversation, or I mean, you may like let it drop.
I didn't say nothing else about it once we left, you know, because I was like, you either ask for her to print another ticket or you just let it go like that. And I think she let it go like that, but I don't talk to her about none of that shit.
Yeah, my mom had the perfect signature for my dad. Let's just say that much. The wives usually have very good signatures of their spouses.
I could barely sign my name. What the fuck am I for somebody else's for? When I sign my name, I sign the first name and just the last like the first letter of my last name, I just put an S and a dot. Send it like that.
Yeah.
I just want to address the thing in the chat. Like, it's done and he's unhidden, so we can all move forward. All good, okay? Intentions we're always in the right place. It's gravy. We alive. We breathe in.
Oh, you talking about the guy that was? Yeah.
Yeah. We good. It's okay. All right, we moving forward from here. Thank you.
Toodaloo, motherfucker.
So, all right, now let me move on. And thank you. If anybody from the Valdez family is watching, thank you for reaching out and clarifying. That's at least 1 out of 5 families that have reached out to regarding cases.
That's pretty sad. Situation is still missing. That's sad.
It's crazy.
Let me get my little clipboard. I gotta write this down.
But anyway, man, I'm gonna skedaddle. You know, pumpkin time. I go to bed around early. But thanks for having me on, man.
But Tim, I just want to tell you, man, I got a lot of respect for you, man. And the fact that you said you have a 60% inkling that this individual is guilty, that actually tells me a lot in terms of
well, I mean,
possibility, because you are not easily swayed, and that is something I respect about you.
Yeah, I mean, it's if you watch the video slow motion with the mother basically looking away and all and her calling the babysitter the night before, and also there's a lot of other things. The cell phone pings near the.
Well, not only that, but you seen when the grandma goes over there to the babysitter's scared of him.
Yeah.
That family's known for violence. Like they known for being rough and tough. You know what I mean?
Well, and the babysitter actually did a video. Yesterday? I do believe she did a video.
And I think that's not smart of her to do it, because like when you do, I always tell people like it's best not to go on social media, because open investigation, you are just putting blood in the water, and it's not smart. It's not. Lolana only made herself look even more guilty to people. Yesterday I was like 50, but then I saw that interview and I was like, oh, that's 60, because that's.
But they had them Amber Heard tears.
Yeah, and also just the mother. I mean, like you can when you look at body language, it's either she's angry with her or it's just ashamed. She's separating herself. That's not normal. When your daughter's crying, you're kind of separating yourself.
Yeah, she had a look of like disgust on her face. You know what I mean? Like,
it's not normal to go to a bar and have fun at a bar and eat food. Well, I mean, you got to eat. You're human, but she went to a bar and partied at a bar and had fun.
And then they were drunk last night, freaking arguing in the driveway.
It's like what is going? Yeah, I mean, I'm a father myself, and I was talking to Lady Wolf. I don't know what I'm thinking that's her name. Anyways, I was messaging her today, and she said something. I was like, look, I'm a father, and I wouldn't be able to even go on camera.
Yeah,
plain and simple. But then again, I actually would have made shirts with my missing son on it and hung out flyers too, when they didn't even do that neither. So
they're not even helping with the search at all. Like
no.
Well, they can't help with the search because the FBI told them not to help. It's basically the FBI's like the FBI and the police department. And plus, how are they going to do a search when there's like 20, 30 people following them?
Yeah.
And I mean, like they're not going to be able to do a search. The truth of the matter is that, you know, we just got to wait for the investigation. Hopefully,
I was talking with somebody last night about it, just off of the internet, and I was like, I think she's honestly going to take her own life.
I hope she goes to trial if she's guilty. So
I hope she does too, because I would rather see her, you know, justice actually served instead of her just.
Well, that way everybody can get, you know, the truth, which is the pursuit of which we all hope.
I mean, I'm hoping that we can recover Quentin's remains. He gets a proper burial. And the person who did the crime gets punished to the full extent of the law.
Right. And
anyone involved gets punished for the full extent of the law. And hopefully some change in CPS is done, where they should have done some follow-up checkups on them. But they're very underfunded. The way CPS is funded is very weird. It's based upon how many cases they have and adoptions.
Yeah, it almost gives the incentive to like as many kids that they can get is the more they get paid.
Yeah, and they're just very underfunded because of that. So they don't have enough people to do follow-up care. And it's interesting if you want to actually talk to someone who actually worked with CPS, which was like Sweet Tea. She actually worked with them, and she actually knows. She talked about her experience, and she would have like 600 cases. And because COVID, a lot of people don't realize COVID basically stopped a lot of the follow-up care. I mean, I heard one case, area sellers basically they adopted her and her siblings. The foster parents said that she went missing. She liked to go outside, and it turns out the sister testifies about how they just threw area sellers in a dog cage, starved her all night, and to the point where she died from suffocation because they told the sister to put tape over her mouth. Then they lied about having COVID. The body still hasn't been found to this little girl, but they never did any follow-up care because COVID. And they're still waiting trial. But the most messed up part is that the biological parents, who kind of were like, they fought for custody again, but they only did it because they thought they could get a lawsuit against CPS. And the biological grandmother, who they never notified CPS, they never notified the biological grandfather that these kids were going into foster care. And she had she was fighting. She even moved it to the island, like the next island there. but they fought her, the biological fought the grandmother for custody. They won, and then they realized they couldn't sue. They gave the kids back up to foster care. So now the girl,
wow, that's fucked up.
and yeah, now the girls, now they're in foster care, and the Kaluas who are up in trial right now, and we're still waiting for their trial, and we still haven't found her dead body. Aricella's dead body, and also now like the older girl that saw her sister starve to death is like traumatized, and she wants to leave foster care, and it's like, she's like, she literally wants to run away at this point.
I have been doing a deep dive on
Crazy.
CPS just recently. Like I never thought I'd be doing a CPS kind of reacts video, but once you start going down the rabbit hole, you can't pull yourself out of it. I am extending my offer, olive branch, my open hand. Anybody that wishes to enlighten me regarding some of the good CPS can do, has done, or serves, I could use that, because everything I'm learning and discovering and seeing with my own eyes and the personal stories being sent to me are horrifying, and I'm very biased towards the negative regarding yes.
It's just a sad part about the whole thing. Well, anyway, guys, you have a good one.
All right,
man,
Tim,
nice
have a
meeting
good
you.
one. Nice meeting you, bro.
Bye.
All right.
I like his knowledge when he first got on about the conspiracies with MK Ultra and stuff.
Ultra.
Dude, that
Yes, a lot of knowledge.
there's so much so much that happened before we were ever born. You know what I mean? That we don't know unless we read it or something. And then when you hear about it, you hear somebody talking about it, you're like, oh, that's bullshit. And then you go and read about it, and it's like a real government documents proving this shit. You're like, damn, like if they did that, what else did they do? You know what I mean? Like,
do you happen to remember the title of the book that I mentioned? It's called Lift Your Veil. This is kind of information that everybody as an American citizen or citizen of the world needs to know what our government has sanctioned and done under the quote unquote greater good or national security.
Right.
And it's some of the most heinous stuff, man.
Some of this shit is just fucking like, how could they do that and claim it's for the good of anything? They didn't serve anyone any good. You know what I mean? Like people died in the process. What was good about it?
People died, lives were ruined, families were broken, man.
I want to ask you one serious question. Who killed Kennedy? It was the passenger. It was the passenger of the car.
What word? I mean,
go watch the video again very closely. He turns around and he looks at Kennedy, and then his head explodes. Boom. And if nobody in that car shot Kennedy, why did Jackie Kennedy run out the car? If anything, she would take cover in the car. You know what I mean? From an outside shooter, she runs away from the driver and the passenger, dude.
I'm very cautious to ever co-sign to new information until I do my own vetting process. I mean, it's
funny how I stumbled upon that little video that I seen one night. I was actually tripping on acid, and I was like, just watching. I was watching some Kennedy shit, and I was like, I know that. I was like, I know I'm tripping. I was like, but dude, I sat there and I watched it on replay, like back and forth, dude, for hours, and I was like, he shot that dude, bro. Like, I mean, you would have to go back and watch it. Like, I mean, I'm not saying do acid and do it, but
so let me ask you a question: was this an acid trip, or was this really you saying that the driver really shot Kennedy?
The passenger shot Kennedy. Because there's a driver and a passenger in that car.
Hold up, doing my thanks as always, because we got a new praise. We got to thank you, Dusty. Dude, the love is mutual. Love you, brother Eli. You're kicking it, man. We kicking ass. I'm just sitting here letting people kick ass, but brother, thank you, fam. Appreciate it, my man. And
the passenger, he puts his hand on the back of the driver's seat, like on the headrest, and then he turns. You don't see his right hand. He turns and he looks at Kennedy, and all of a sudden, Kennedy's head explodes.
But can I ask where you seen this at though? Like,
this is the video that everybody else sees. You know what I mean? Like,
is it the video of him riding in the car?
And of when he was assassinated.
Here, hold up, Dusty. Please share. I think it's your daughter's YouTube channel. I think that's the one you asked me to share. Please drop the link right here. Everybody, show some love to somebody that's just trying to get out there. That's going to be my next community post.
Oh, shit.
We're here to build each other up. By the way, since we went and talked about Dolly, yeah, I see. I lost another couple of subs. Oh well, goodbye, Felicia's. Do continue.
So you think that it was a passenger that assassinated Kennedy?
I do think it was the passenger, dude. I mean, if we know it wasn't Lee Harvey Oswald, like
Right.
I think we have
they killed him. They killed him so he wouldn't come out and say, "Hey, I had nothing to do with this." They killed him, huh?
He was a patsy. That's correct.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Right.
But I truly, honestly believe it was the passenger of that car, and I believe it was a mob hit.
That's also, look, the CIA and the mob, or the FBI, I do believe they worked together, and that's kind of exactly what Kennedy.
Well, you ever heard of Carlos Marcellus?
Is that the club owner?
I don't know if he was a club owner, but I know he's from Louisiana, like South Louisiana. There was a letter that was sent from Carlos Marcellus to Dallas the day before Kennedy was shot. And all it said was like, I forget where I heard it. It was like on a radio station or some shit one night. And the guy was talking that, my grandpa brought the letter or whatever, whoever brought the letter. And he said he was informed not to open the letter. Like, don't read it until, like it got to its destination. And he said he did. And the letter said something about just do it. And I was like, just do it. That sounds like a fucking Nike commercial. I don't know if I believe that. Wow. You know what I mean? But why would a letter be from a mob boss straight to Dallas the day before he's killed? You know what I mean? I don't know.
I gotta say, I'm really, really like appreciative of how the flow of the chat is vibing with the information. Oh. Honestly, I ain't even gonna front, bro. When you dropped that theory right there, I was like, oh snap, that's like a milestone theory, right? That's like holy snap.
Well, let me tell you, let me share one of my stories with you.
Drop some knowledge.
So back whenever I was 16 years old, I actually got in trouble. Okay, well, actually, when I was like, let's start from the beginning.
You got in trouble when you were 16?
I got in trouble.
How dare you?
I got in trouble a lot. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna share this with you guys. I got in trouble a lot when I was younger. Okay. So anyways, I'm not gonna say for what, but I went on and I ended up on probation for the third time in my life. And they said, well, I was 16 at the time, getting ready to turn 17, and they told me, if you don't straighten up, you're gonna go. This is your third strike. You're done. You're going to prison. And I was like, okay, so what are you gonna do about it? Untouchable basically at this time.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, I'm gonna send you to a scared straight program. I was like, okay, well, no problem. Badass me. I'm just gonna go to this prison and just like talk shit to all these people and just walk through and own the place. Okay. And mind you, there was probably like 4 or 5 of my friends at the time that I got in trouble with me. So we all felt big and bad.
Yep.
And so I go on, and the prison guide beside us said, roll over your guys' belt loops on your pants. Because if you go too close to the prison cells, they're going to grab you and hold you against the prison cells. And I was like, okay, well, I don't want that. All of a sudden, I wasn't a bad boy no more. So long story short, I'm outside in the yard, and I was outside in the yard, and they started passing around an envelope. And I was like, what is this envelope? Well, come to find out, the person handed me the envelope first. So I'm stupid enough, I grabbed this envelope, and they passed it around through everybody. And then the prisoners actually accused us of stealing their money.
Yeah. They did it to set it up like that.
So at this time, there's white crosses that you walk up, and I actually got smacked in the back of the head by, one of the trustees because I stepped on the cross. And the cross actually led to the gas chamber. So he got...
What jail was that?
Jefferson City, the Walls.
Oh, all right.
The Walls. It's closed down now. Now they use it for like ghost tours and stuff.
Yeah.
But anyways, that. And then I turned around, I went back inside, and we had to stand up and say what we was all in there for. Yeah. The person I got along with the most, I asked him why he was in there for. I made that mistake. He told me why he was in there for, but I'm not going to repeat what the guy was in there for. So anyways, he was a gang member. I'm just going to say that. I'm done with that conversation. But anyways, so we stand up in the circle, and they're like, what did you do? It's my turn. There's like all these burly guys, biker dudes with tattoos all over, blazed and just inked out. And I'm standing up there. I'm like, I told them what I came in there for. And they're like, we're your friend now, but we're not going to be your friend if you come in here, Holmes. And I was just like, yeah. And this one guy looks at me, and one guy in particular, and he goes, why don't you go to McDonald's and get you a Big Mac, fat ass? And I was like, what are you talking? I got all butt hurt and started crying and everything.
You were not ready for that day, brother.
And I'm just like, what the heck? So anyways, long story short, I left the prison. Okay.
Hold it. Remember, long story short. Okay. Queen Survivor, thank you. And please, I don't know how to feel. This is your one is enough, but thank you so much. I will always embrace the support to a real progressive patriot, to a real, to build unity and love. Much heart, love, Pro-Pat fam. You all give me strength. We are here for you, Queen Survivor. All you need to do is call, comment, just reach out. We got you. We appreciate you.
Let's call it a progressive patriot chat instead of the super.
We got ourselves here right now. The Pro-Pat fam, thank you. But please continue. All right.
But anyways, long story short, I know, guys, when I start talking, you guys sometimes you're going to be like, guys, like, shh, you know what I'm saying? Because
you're doing fine. We're on a panel channel.
Right? I was about to say, I don't judge nobody for nothing.
But now I'm out of this prison, right? I'm like, oh my God, I'm free. And it was about 4 years later, I met this dude. And I'm just like, you look so familiar.
You was my cornbread.
It was the guy that told me that go to McDonald's and eat a Big Mac. And he comes up to me and he's like, I remember you. And I was like, yeah, you remember me? And he's like, yeah. He's like, I just seen you throw that burger going 70 miles an hour and smack that dude in the face. And I was just like, yes, I did, guys. I had a Sonic burger. And the dude was wearing the wrong stuff. Okay, so right. I took a Big Mac or a Sonic burger. Hey, I was being nice, and I tossed it out the window about 60 miles an hour, and it smacked him in the face. Yes, when I was 16 and a half, 17 years old,
that's funny.
Happened.
That's funny as hell.
And it hurt him.
I bet you won't say nothing like that in jail again to nobody.
I've done some stupid stuff in my life, but the envelope sticks in my mind every single day, guys. It really does.
I see people in the chat. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Now they turn Jefferson City, the Walls, into a ghost place where they do ghost tours and stuff. So yeah.
I'm scared of ghosts. I ain't gonna lie.
I understand the ghosts serve Big Macs on a daily.
Well,
Whopper.
Whenever we walked into the prison, there was the towers and stuff. And the reason why they call it the walls, because it has literally cement walls that surrounds the place. You can't climb the walls.
Well, there's I guess y'all have heard of FTW, right? Like yes. It stands for fuck the world.
Yep.
That's actually a lot of prisoners used to write that in their letters, and it stood from the wall. My dad had it tattooed on him. My dad was a career criminal, piece of shit, but he had it tattooed on him, and he was like, "That's the one and only tattoo I regret." And it's like, bitch, you should regret the rest of them, asshole. Like, but he got it tattooed because he thought it meant fuck the world. And when he found out its real origins, he was like, dude, like they trying to kill me behind this. You know what I mean? But shit like that, when you go in jail, something in jail means something totally different outside of jail. You know what I mean? And a lot of people get killed like that. And
oh yeah, I got to wherever I went to jail in my hometown, they'd be like, hey, they'd say my last name and everything. Like it was no problem, guys. Like everybody was like, hey fam.
I know.
Jail. And then they handcuffed me with pink handcuffs.
Pink handcuffs?
Pink handcuffs. They was mean. And
what you did?
That's a true story, though. I know I joke around a lot, but that is a true story. They literally handcuffed me with pink handcuffs out of every color on this roll that was connected to a bar. Pink handcuffs is what they would actually give me. So. They didn't like me.
Can you tell me the name, how to properly say your name again? Because I don't want to say it wrong.
It's pronounced Ismick. Like if you read it, like it's EYESMICK.
Yeah.
Like on my birth certificate, that's not how it's spelled, but it's IZEMIC on my birth certificate. But I hate my name for the same reason I love it. It's because I've never met nobody else with it. But
well, Ismick, I want to offer just an offer. If you'd be willing one day to join me on a singular panel to kind of talk about, perhaps if you're comfortable, our similar experiences with getting in trouble, to a level of comfort. You're down?
Yeah, I don't mind. Like I don't mind exposing it. We could do it right now if you wanted, but you know, we could do it whenever. But I don't mind talking about it because I know one thing: I'm not gonna say some shit that's gonna put myself in a predicament. I'm not gonna put myself in a bad place by speaking on it. You know what I mean? Because I've been off of parole a year now, a little over a year now, and I regret the shit I did. You know what I mean? That's why I'm not still in the judicial system fucking up. You know, I made it a point when I was still in jail to get off of parole because 99% of people that's on parole, they don't ever see the day they get off because it's set up for you to keep failing and, you know, extending it and extending it. I was like, man, I'm gonna pay all your money. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. Like, and it feels good, dude. Like, honestly, it feels good. I don't have to call my PO and be like, hey, I need to go to the next state over for a family reunion or something. Bitch, I'm leaving. Fuck you, I'm going.
I was very, very fortunate that a certain thing just happened to enter my state, which is drug court. That it didn't exist the year prior, but if it were not there, I would have done some serious time in prison. I had 1 felony, 3 misdemeanors, all in one night.
No shit.
Did just a little bit of jail, bonded out, and I had to complete this program for a year. And I went pretty psychotic because I was used to being on some sort of narcotic for such a long time. But yeah, man, I'll never forget that. And tell me,
early the date. I mean, it's up to you.
well, tell me, I have said this once before, but what would you have done in this situation? Is there an alternative? I still haven't thought of to this day. The night that I was taken in, the officer, I was walking in the trailer park next to my trailer park. I was almost home, maybe about 10 minutes away. And dude rides up next to me and says, look, and I had a backpack on. I always had one back then. He said, look, there's been some robberies in this area. You happen to fit the description. And if you don't let me search your bag, I'm just going to have to call the K9. I was walking. Now, I said I consented and I let myself get busted. Yeah. What would the alternative have been, though? Would he have to detain me? Would he legally have been able to detain me? And then I wait for the K9 and it would have been worse, maybe?
Well, right off the bat, he lied to you whenever he said there was break-ins because he knew you had drugs on you and he was looking for drugs. That's why he said, hey, I'm going to call the K9 if you don't let me search you.
Clearly, yeah.
If you searching for items that were stolen, why do you need a K9 dog to sniff it? You know what I mean? Right off the bat, he lied to you. You know what I mean?
Like 20 years ago, and I've never thought about that.
Dude, hey, I've been in a lot of trouble, dude. And I like when they approach me, still, like, even though I'm done with everything, they approach me, they search me, and I give you, hey, do what you do. You know what I mean? I ain't got nothing I'm not gonna take off running. I have nothing to hide from you. If you find something on me, you planted it on me because I know what I'm doing these days, and I'll piss in the cup for you. There's nothing.
Right.
But you gotta pay attention to the shit they say. He said, you know, hey, we're investigating some break-ins and let's see what's in your backpack. If you don't let me search, I'm gonna call a dog. What do you need a dog for? If you're looking for VCRs,
we can only speculate, but this is like new information, man. This is kind of a big deal to me. If I would have said exactly that, like if it's break-ins you're talking about, sir, why do you need a K9 again?
Oh yeah. See, if that had been me, I'd have told him, what do you need a K9 for if you're looking for items stolen, you know, break-ins in the area? Because 9 times out of 10, ain't nobody running in there stealing freaking pounds of marijuana out of somebody's house.
Isaac, how's your time travel skill, per chance? Can you run into me back in 2000 whatever and just let me know before that cop gets me?
Myself back a few years ago.
But, you know, and the thing that burned the most is this motherfucker burned me, bro. Like when we got to the precinct or whatever, the jail, and the person at the clerk counter said, oh, what'd you get this one for? That motherfucker said, we got another one being dumb in Davie, which was the county I lived in at the time, or the, yeah.
How popular was you, like, as a teenager?
I was pretty, fortunately, very popular. And then this was after high school. Yeah, man, I was with the wrong people, but yeah.
You know, you don't know details about it, but if you were popular in high school and, you know, you had a pretty, you know, big group of people that knew you, knew what you was doing, 9 times out of 10, one of them probably told that cop, hey, so-and-so did this, this, and this. That backpack's got this in it. And he just seen you walking with a backpack. Hey, come here. Let me holler at you. You know what I mean?
The trailer park I was in alone is notorious for narcotics.
Period. There you go.
You know,
that's the reason why. Leaving a place that was known for that, and just assumed that you had that in your backpack.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. When I walked into the jail, when I caught my charge and did all my shit, I walked into the jail with it on me because I have a prosthetic leg, and it was in my leg, like it was tucked off in my leg. No, I was arrested with handcuffs. They searched me 4 times and couldn't find it. I had a federal offense in the jail. Like that's, you know what I mean? I walked into jail with it, and I still didn't tell them, hey, this is where it's at. They put me through the body scanner, and when they put me through the body scanner, your boy said, man, what's that in your left foot? I said, man, it's my prosthetic leg. He said, no, the pill bottle. I was like, you got me.
They slapped me with intent because I had like several pills and I had some green in multiple baggies.
Yeah,
that sucked.
I got stiffed a lot harder than I did had it not been my first drug charge. If it would have been my second charge, I'd still be in prison.
Well, thank you. Go ahead.
I had a cop come up to me. I was fishing with my brother. And mind you, this is in the middle of nowhere, guys. Okay.
Wasn't you?
Okay, so I'm actually from the country. So I lived in the country all my life. So I was fishing in the middle of nowhere. A cop comes up and says, hey guys, I'm looking for a cat. I'm like, well, there's no cat down here underneath the bridge. What kind of cat are you looking for? He's like, come here, sir. And I walked over to him and he goes, give me your social security number. And I'm like, why do you need my social for? I'm fishing.
Right.
Plus, you're looking for a cat. What? And then he put his hand on his gun and he's like, I need your ID. And I was like, I don't have my ID on me. So I lived right up down the road from where I'm fishing at, though, like maybe 30 minutes up down the road. So I'm like, look, I'm not going home. Well, give me your social. So I give this cop my social. He runs it. He gets out of the car with his gun pulled and says, I do not exist.
I'm waiting for the part where you say you have a huge lawsuit against this county.
I'm thinking to myself, like, what I told the cop, I'm standing here, aren't I? That was my reply to this cop. At this point in time, I'm like, I don't even care about your gun being pulled. Right. You're sitting here saying I don't exist. You came out here harassing me. You're not even talking to my brother. You came straight for me.
You said you was a teenager when all this happened?
Yeah, I was probably 18, 19 years old, but I had my shirt off. I'm literally have no other place for tattoos underneath my shirt. So I guess he's seen that and the way I dress and stuff. And he's like, hey, this guy. And then he looked at me. I had outlaw at the time. I had outlaw tattooed on my arm because I was a big Tupac fan. So younger, I thought, okay, I'll get outlaw tattooed on my arm. So I did it. Okay.
Right.
So, and he looked at me, he goes, and are you wanted? I'm like, dude, I just gave you my social. You asked me if I'm wanted. You're supposed to be chasing a cat. Now you're saying I don't exist. The cat doesn't exist. Who else doesn't exist to you?
I mean, that goes back to what Eli was saying. He was looking for that cat. That was a fucking lie. He just needed
No, I figured it out. Bare bones. That was a younger Tony Dodge working on his security clearance. He was asking, and he was like, "You're not real. Are you real? Because your social security says you're not real. You're not real."
It was crazy, guys. Like, I've never heard a story. I've never had someone come up to me and actually say that asked me if I was wanted and literally tell me that I don't exist when I'm standing there in flesh and blood and talking to the cop myself. It made absolutely no sense. So anyways, after that, my mom's like, well, we're going to go to the police station. We're going to turn in this cop.
Right.
Yeah.
He was telling you what you agitated so he could say you were resisting arrest. And he wanted to beat you. And
that's what he wanted to do. But the cop turns around and leaves after he harasses me. And my brother's standing over like literally just with his fishing poles watching the whole thing. And after he left, he's like, what just happened?
Out of cheek. Bitch, come here.
So my mom's infuriated at this point. So my mom goes to the police station and tells them who the cop is, or asks who the cop is, and the cop replied, "This is me." And the cop still didn't get in trouble, didn't lose his job, didn't nothing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Another example of why I'm running on justice for just us.
Crazy. It was crazy, guys. So. I mean, but guys, I'm going to get out of here, guys. I just want to share that story with you guys. I can get out of here. I got to get to bed, guys. So anyways.
Yeah, it's hitting midnight over here.
All right, guys. I love everybody, guys. Have a good one, and I'll talk to you guys later.
Thank you, Bare Bones and Red Rebel Nation. Peace out,
Thank you, bro. Have a good one.
There'll be nothing but yourself. I forget how you said it. But yeah,
Go ahead,
if
go ahead.
if you wanted to, get it more in depth to some shit, dude, I'm not the smartest individual, but I'm not the dumbest either. You know what I mean? And I don't know, I have a way of putting things that resonates with most people. You know what I mean? Whether you are intelligent or whether you're not, because it's easy.
You
I don't know.
strike me as savvy because of your life experience. There's nothing about you that tells me you're not a smart individual. I think you're selling yourself short just a bit there. I think
Well,
you've had experience that would trump many's.
oh yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I've been through 52 surgeries, man, like my whole life. I spent my childhood in a hospital bed, but the way I am, like, I think my dad a lot for that. Because, like I said, he was a piece of shit. And when you talk to me, like, you're looking at a bigger version of my dad, but I'm not as dumb as he was. Like, my dad idolized the prison system, and he thought he was somebody important in there. You know what I mean? When I went in there, I was like, man, fuck, the food's nasty. Like, I don't want to talk to you, or you. Like, well, fuck all y'all. Like, I just want to go home, And we're two totally different people as far as mind frame. And I thank him for showing me who not to be. You know what I mean? Like, he tattoos out the ass. He was, the first person I ever smoked weed with was him. And I hate him for that. I was 11 years old, dude. What the fuck are you doing smoking weed with me at 11? You know what I mean? But it's been a journey, dude, and him and my mom both taught me what not to do, and I seem to be pretty happy with it.
It is a blessing that you were able to take just that. I mean, this is you're tapping into some of the exact sentiments I'm trying to channel into this channel, which is all of these examples that we take to find the silver linings, find something positive even out of a negative, and use it for your own betterment. Right. If I may, I haven't personally had the time, or I haven't checked your channel so much yet, except for Power Stroke sharing your video. Is there any one type of content that you do on your show or your channel?
Yeah, I just started making videos to stop Psychobabble from lying so much, dude. Like, I was watching his shit, and then he flipped the switch and was like, oh, anti-Ryan and this, that, and other. And I was like, dude, I don't respect that. First off, be true to who you are and, what you stand for. And he only jumped ship because he likes anime. That's the only reason. Straight up. I mean, but
as I've said before, he uses that woman as a banner to do everything he does. And she finally disavowed his ass.
Oh, she did. She told him, I mean, she was like, that's his channel. He can do what he wants. But instead of her saying, hey, stop bullying these people on behalf of me or nothing, she just let it go. So whatever bullying channel she's got, it's totally just all its credit.
We all see right through it because during the most important opportunity when she was interviewed to speak on it, she didn't. But has since, as I've been told by members of the community, she has disavowed his behavior since that. But whatever the case, it means shit now.
Do you know how to bring the videos up on live stream?
No, to be honest.
I don't do it either. I was going to say, go to my channel and bring up the video that I just shared. Well, I think it was yesterday. I did a side-by-side of Psychobabble's face, and it's from two of his videos. I just paused the video, and I pulled up another tab and paused another video. They're from 4 months apart, dude. Like, one was 4 months ago, and then one was just yesterday. That dude's got some issues, bro. He's either on some heavy drugs or he's sick, dude. I mean, that's just what it is. Like, his appearance 4 months ago to his appearance now is like, man, what's up, Jimmy? You know what I mean? Talk to us. And if he's sick, I can understand that. You know what I mean? I can understand him being irate and shit like that over being sick. But he's not just, he said he had cancer, leukemia, whatever, but he beat it. So why are you looking like this, man? And
my curiosity about this individual, I don't know much about him. I don't go to his channel. I don't try to help him cash in on this shit. Say again?
I was telling Wolverine in the chat that I'm from South Louisiana. That's where I was from.
Yeah, you're very well versed in, you were the first one to tell me about Boozy and how Babble was gonna get in some trouble.
He's playing with something. By using that dude's name, he's playing with some dangerous shit, because Boosie would be at his house sleeping in Georgia, dude, and shit'll happen for him. I mean, he don't even have to give the okay; it'll just happen. You know what I mean? But he did. Like I said, he was on death row and he beat it. They arrested that dude on marijuana charges, possession of marijuana charges, and he spent over 10 years in jail because
Marijuana?
they couldn't convict him of the murders because he did none of it. Like he beat 9 murder charges, dude. And they were just trying to throw him in jail for the rest of his life. He's got a song called America's Most Wanted, where he talks about it like in depth, like tells you they made his kids go see him at the bars of the jail cell instead of the actual visiting, section of the prison.
Oh, that's fucked up.
They did Boosie wrong, bro. They really did. And he came out of that. He beat all of that shit and they set him free. And Psycho Babble don't know what the hell he's talking about because he was like, oh, Boosie was in the car that was riding and got Pop Smoke killed. Like it was a gang hit. It's like, dude, you talking about 2 totally different areas of the United States. Two people that wasn't like Boosie was never in a gang. Pop Smoke was, but I mean that's
why did Babel find himself talking about Boosie at all? Why?
Because Ryan Upchurch had Boosie feature on YZ, the song with the dirt bike thing in the back.
Oh, okay.
Because Chase Matthews had the whole, pedo in his song and shit like that.
Yeah, that I know about.
He was trying to, say, Ryan, well, you was wrong because you had Boosie in your song and this, that, and other. And it's like, no, not really. Like,
oh man, he really did screw up entirely.
I mean, the dude's weird, bro. And he's saying whatever he can say to try to piss anybody and everybody off.
That's the only attention he's able to get is by pissing people off. It ain't out of love.
No, it's not at all. But if you ask me, I think he's trying to do like a gobble, and he, later on he's gonna try to double back and be like, "Hey, I'm sorry, I changed my life." And it's like, no, dude.
I heard you speaking about this on another panel, and I wanted to compliment you on thinking that far ahead because that's brilliant.
The dude's,
but that's giving him a lot of credit for if he's that intelligent, and he's thinking that far ahead.
I don't honestly, I want to show up on a panel with him, dude, and to where he can't kick me off, maybe over here on your panel or something. But I know he's not going to do it. I want to do an open IQ test with him. Like he takes one and I take one and we see who's higher. You know what I mean?
This and it's going to forever live on the internet. So I guarantee you it's going to get to him one way or another. And this will be the first and I hope the last time I use his name, depending on what happens moving forward. So here it is. Psycho, Babble, Rap, whatever. I do refer to you as peanut butter and crack. However, when I have been on your channel, you have allowed me on panel. We spoke civilly. I have been on your channel. I've been in your chat speaking civilly with your mods, despite people hating on me because I did parody videos. However, let it be extended. If you are willing to have a civil discussion, as civil as humanly possible, with this individual, Ismic, it is welcome and invited here.
Okay? Bagged Rado. I'm on Instagram. I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah, I've been dropping your link in there, and there's a couple of people that I want to speak to them. I want to have a civil, somewhat intellectual conversation about, like, can he see the error in his ways of trying to be an advocate of anti-bullying while bullying people simultaneously?
I don't think he will come on your channel to do that because he don't have control over the narrative that's being pushed when he's on somebody else's panel. You know what I mean? And I don't think he will.
This is the closest I'll come to implying something about his nature. I notice a lot of predators, narcissists, psychopaths love controlling the narrative. And if that is something that dismays you, Mr. Psycho Babble Rap Man, then, well, I suppose your response and being no would be explained because the narrative will not be controlled here. And I assure you, I promise you on my blood, I would maintain absolute civil discourse and moderate a discussion between you and this gentleman right here, or even you and myself. We've done it before. I don't see why we couldn't do it again. So I mean,
I don't even want to have a discussion with him. I just want to take the test. I get IQ test and he get an IQ test, and we see which one's which IQ's higher at the end. Because I have a real strong feeling he says anything he can say to try to get anybody to believe what he's saying is true. And if you have any, like he says all the time, if you have any type of common knowledge, you would see that as Jimmy. Like people see through your shit, dude, and you just need to stop. And in my videos, I say like I'm gonna do this every day until you stop with your bullshit. And that's all it is. If he would tell the truth, I wouldn't say nothing about him. You know, if he would tell half the truth, I wouldn't say shit about him. But he's.
So I'm curious for you. If you found yourself hypothetically, let's say Babble Rap Man is no longer on YouTube, what happens to Ismike or Ismix?
I'll probably, you know, turn my channel into some gaming shit because I play 5M religiously. But I mean, if the true crime, I do have a feeling true crime on YouTube will dry up with laws and shit being placed, you know, to stop us from doing the things they doing down there in Georgia. So I do have a feeling that'll happen one day. But I mean, I got into the true crime with the Gabby Petito case that I started paying attention to very closely. And I wasn't like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get on YouTube and make videos and this, that, because I didn't plan on that. As a fact, I was just Gabby Petito was after that. But I was like, you know, I don't want to be in a public face, you know, in the face of the public and then have my past come back to haunt me. You know what I mean? Like my PO see me on there and be like, oh wait, you did this, this, and this. But now, I'm off parole. Fuck y'all. But I told myself I wasn't going to make videos because of that. You know what I mean? But now it's just like, dude, I wasn't going to make a video against him, but he just kept going and kept going and kept going. And I was like, all right, I'm going to use your voice against you, dude. You want to spread lies?
I want to give my salute to not only you. There's quite a few people that have come out of the woodwork simply because, Psychobabble, you have inspired people to come out to do what is right. Now, right. I think at some point you may have manipulated your own mind to believe in the shit you have pulled. And this whole doxing or going to Uncle Will's state and handing out pamphlets, man, I understand it. When somebody makes an allegation that is false, you can be righteously pissed off, but you really want to go to that extent, you're inviting a whole other element into the picture, man. Just understand the YouTube world versus reality.
Right? What was crazy about that situation, Uncle Will didn't say his name. Uncle Will was talking to anybody on his panel. He's like, look at the panel and see. I mean, we know, you know. But and Uncle Will was smart not to say his name because instantly Jimmy was like, oh, he's talking about me. No,
he did jump on that. Like I stopped following because honestly, I was just too disgusted. I was dealing with my own toxicity. I was like, man, this is getting too fucking far. But are they still beefing, or are they just letting enough alone at this point?
We talked to Uncle Will earlier today and invited him on the phone. Like I gave him my phone number and shit, and he invited me to go to Thanksgiving in Florida, but I don't know if I'm gonna go or not yet. But he told me straight up, he's like, if the dude comes here, I'm gonna have to defend myself. He's like, but as far as I'm concerned, he's pointless. Like he's, you know, a gnat on my ass now.
This is the state for just that. By the way, I'm in Florida too, so you know, you got two homeboys over here, son.
I mean, if he goes, and I doubt he will. He was just saying that to try to, you know, I'm a bully. Sit the fuck down, Jimmy. Like, you look like you. I mean, I hate to say it like that because I don't want to be making fun of sick people, but he looks like a fucking cracked out cancer patient. You know what I mean? Like, sit down, dude.
Like geriatric. He has referenced. Now, I'm not bringing anybody in his family involved. That is not what I fucking do. But I am curious. When speaking with Bare Bones, he mentioned that there's curiosity about 2 different YouTubers that are women being his wife. I don't know anything about this. I'm only speaking about it, but he references the wife as being somebody he has to visit in the hospital or he takes care of medically.
Oh, that was his first wife, supposedly. She's on the hospice or something like that from a brain aneurysm or something like that.
Right. Okay.
Brain aneurysm, you know what I mean? Like you beat her or something? Like, and he's been arrested for domestic abuse. And he says it was just your everyday run-of-the-mill domestic abuse charge for her to get a restraining order because her lawyer said that, you know, the only way to get a restraining order is to say that he pushed you. Well, when I was going through my divorce, I certainly didn't get that run-of-the-mill restraining order because my wife's attorney told her that I pushed it. That didn't happen. It's not the process. You know what I mean? Like you don't just file for divorce and then instantly, oh, I get a domestic violence charge. You know what I mean? Like
this is one of the exact reasons why I disarmed or dispatched anybody that's going to come after me, talked about all my charges, all my history, told on myself. And like for this individual, don't throw stones, motherfucker. You in glass houses right now.
Right. And he got a glass jaw. He should watch his mouth.
Oh, man.
He said, I'll break your face. But honestly, dude, between you and I and whoever's watching, hey, hi, hello. The only reason somebody's going to bring up your past is because they're scared of where your future's going. Think about that, dude.
That's quite.
They're only going to bring up your past to try to throw it in your face. Hey, you did this, you did this, you did this. Because they're scared of what you're about to do or where you're headed. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to bring my past up all they want. I'm not ashamed of what I did. I know what I did, and I'm not going to do it again. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's where I stand. I've spoken about everything I've ever done. I don't think there's anything I've got left except for some stories when I was in a fight club and a couple gang runs and all that. But yeah. All right, check it out, brother. I went on longer than I thought I would.
Hey, I appreciate it, bro.
Dude, this has been an honor. Like, I actually am legit looking forward to kind of vibing with you again.
Oh, yeah.
Down, brother.
Hit me up whenever.
This real quick. I know I keep interrupting. I'll shut up for a fucking second if it's possible. My old boy Josh, who is somebody I did a show with for 3 years, I'm going to get him back on here, and we want to do something a little bit more comedic, a bit more levity-esque. Would you be down just to shoot the shit?
Oh hell yeah! Go look at some of my videos when you get a chance, dude. Like, it's more of the comic type thing. Like, shit's hilarious.
Okay, word.
But it's like proving points while I'm making you laugh. You know what I mean?
Okay. I done deal. Done is done.
I have a infatuation with stand-up comedy. Like,
so do I.
I want to be a stand-up comedian, but I know I'd freeze up like Eminem, bro.
Well, you never know till you try. Man, right before COVID hit, I finally got booked. And I guess instead of all that, somehow all of what happened led to where I'm at right now. So whatever, the universe is doing its thing.
Right.
So yeah, on that,
just hit me up whenever you're ready to do it again. We'll do it.
Is it better to reach you on here, like comments or your IG or what's up?
I mean, you got Facebook?
Yeah, I got that too.
All right. Shit,
I got you on my community post. I got a link there. And just, you could join up there.
Well, I was about to tell you all right, I'll just do that. I was going to send my shit to the chat, but I'll just do it like that.
All right, brother. Well, I'm gonna say good night. I'm gonna say good night to the people, brother.
Good night, man. Have a good one. Be safe.
Here. Peace out. All right, I guess he's gone. I want to say, yo, Mom Spaghetti vomited on his sweater already. No, all right. He's nervous, but on the surface, no. Stop it. Thank you, everybody that has remained and stayed and entrusted this show to take its course and enjoy the freestyle that is life. It's a trip. Sometimes I just pretend really well at being prepared for what it is that occurs. I mean, I think that's the best we can all really do. We just prepare for the worst and hope for the best. That's not ever the case when I hit that live button here. I have a lot of confidence because I have all of you with me, and you all have given me a second lease on life. And that's how I'm able to find the energy after a 10-hour shift, blah, de blah. That's not me fucking whining. That's me just stating, you guys give me sustenance. You guys give me purpose. Y'all give me life. The support I see, especially when the support goes inward and it's y'all, it's supporting each other. Remember about Queen Survivor and all of our people. We are our own neighborhood and community. And I truly believe in what we will accomplish. Not what is possible, but what will be. You have that on my heart, on my life, because I owe it to everything that has occurred within these past 2 crazy months. So with that, you know the moniker by now, right? I hope you can almost recite it. Identify the things that unify us, because we're going to need that while I continue finding issues like corruption in CPS, the CIA, now to me being essentially no better than a domestic terrorist. Oh, YouTube, don't strike me down. I know Google is not happy with that. And, every branch or system that's supposed to be serving us, we the people, which is why I came up with justice for just us, because the system has failed us. And we will remind y'all that the power you hold is power we simply have forgotten to remind y'all. We just letting you hold it for now till we wisen up. And I promise you, this channel, this platform, this community, we continue getting bigger, better. The passion, the flames, it's going to burn eternal. That's my word. So again, thank you guys. Let me go through real quick. Lilith, Chronic Chronicles, Keeks, Randy, Wolverine, Millbilly, 11. Hey, make a wish. Well, it's 11-11 over there, 12-11 over here. Christina, thank you for that. DD Lamb, Sean, thank you, brother. And that's it. All right, y'all. Good night. It's been nothing short of amazing. Thank you for that. And still sober, by the way. No alcohol. Good night.